Hi everyone, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagera here. Thanks for clicking on this video. I want you to watch this clip first and see what's going on before I get into it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, because it's really freaking us out a lot as African people, especially as Kenyans. Come back. Let's talk about it.
The United States is buying black bodies again to use in 2025. Do you want to know how they're doing it this time? They're not using their physical labor in order to build this country. No, they're going to use their physical health data. They're going to collect the health data of over 50 million Kenyans so far. Kenya is the first country to sign this deal. And do you know what the deal is? For the next 25 years, the Pentagon, the United States Pentagon, gets all of the health data information for every single Kenyan. They can opt in, they don't get informed, and on top of that, it's just not their health data. Their specimen samples are going to be sent to the United States without being informed, without their consent. The United States is buying black people again, and this time, they're doing it in the currency of data. The fact that Kenyan president already signed over the health record of over 50 million Kenyans without their consent is crazy. Other countries are about to follow suit. 48 other countries are about to sign this deal where they're going to hand over the health information for African people to the United States on a silver platter. So far, the Kenyan deal is only worth $1.6 billion, and it's for the next 25 years. For the next 25 years, the Pentagon gets every single piece of health data in Kenya. What is wrong with the Kenyan president? What is wrong with these African countries? Why do they think the United States is not doing this because they're altruistic, that they want to learn about these diseases? They're doing it so that they can learn on the African people to benefit the white people, like they've done a million times in the past. And these African leaders are still doing this. I can't. I'm actually so pissed off. I'll make a more in-depth video later, but this is pissing me off.
So allegedly, the government of Kenya, allegedly, as I said, signed deals or is in process of signing deals that are to allow the Kenyan government to get samples of Kenyan citizens without their consent, and shipping them to take them to the US. Tell me why on earth we have such leaders that have constantly seen how the West does not really care about African people, but they are still making such deals. As a quick reminder, let me take you back. In 2020, the people that were actually not affected a lot by the COVID situation were African people. Every time the Western people come online or, come out to talk, they always complain about our population and how we are too much, like the African population is going to be too much in the near future. These people are constantly forcing literally their children to give birth. Imagine forcing a 14-year-old that whatever happens to a 14-year child, girl child, she should not have any kind of abortion. She should be forced to have a child. But these are the same people that are constantly worried about African population. So it's a problem when it's in the African way or it's African, but not when it's for them. So tell me why they are requesting for our samples. Are they trying to biologically, chemically kind of attack us in a way? Because if you're giving samples of your people to people that do not ever or have never done anything good for your people, what do you expect is going to happen? I mean, every freaking disease that we mostly have in the continent was brought by palm people, by white people. What in your right mind makes you think that signing a 25-year deal of giving samples of your people to a group of people that don't like your people, that it's going to, come out as a positive thing to your people? How?
President Ruto will allow the American government to access all Kenyan health records if he signs the Model Specimen Sharing Agreement. According to whistleblower Nelson Amenya, your health records, your children's health records, every test, diagnosis, and treatment will be accessible to the American government. They will access the medical data without your consent, without any restrictions on what they can or cannot see, and there will be no anonymization of identities, so your identity will be revealed. And this is unconstitutional because your right to privacy under Article 31 will be violated. The Kenyan Health Act of 2017 will be completely violated, and according to that law, health information is confidential unless you sign a written consent, the court orders disclosure, or there is a serious threat to national health. and the Digital Health Act will be completely violated. The Digital Act protects patients' data, including their privacy, confidentiality, and security. And shockingly, your health data will be managed by American law and not Kenyan law. If they follow American law, then it means your Kenya data protection rights will not exist to them. It means the Kenyan courts will be completely powerless because it is not within their jurisdiction, and it will also mean that the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner will be powerless as well. And shockingly, the US government will get the data from Kenya for 25 years, and in return, Kenya will only get a limited funding from US from 2026 to 2030. And the US government can share this data with 10 pharmaceutical companies, and they will develop vaccines and drugs for the diseases. And if Kenya fails to comply, the US government will discontinue the funding, and it may also terminate the agreement. So basically, the medical data of over 50 million Kenyans will be handed over to a foreign government and a foreign law without the consent of Kenyans. According to Amenya, the government must disclose this agreement to the public. There should be a parliamentary debate, and the MPs must either approve or reject the agreement, and there should be full renegotiation of the terms of the agreement to make it fair for all parties. Nelson Amenya is the activist who revealed the secret Adani deal. And Koala said the only reason they would need so much data is because they plan on turning Kenyans into lab rats for experimental drugs.
It gets exhausting that every time you have to come out and talk about this thing and you don't even know what to do, because what should we even do at this point? Every single war that we have in the continent is caused by the same people that you're giving the samples of your people to. Why are you doing this to your people? What do they have on you that you have to do this? What do they really have on you that you can't stand firm and fight for your people? This is why they are always constantly threatening to take down the leader of Burkina Faso, Mr. Ibrahim Traore, because he stands his ground. He's trying to let his people know that we can do it without the Western influence, like the same way he chased away France from Burkina Faso. They are constantly trying to take him down, trying to call him a dictator, trying to, say all the nice things about him, just like the same way they did to Idi Amin Dada, to Gaddafi, to Magufuli, to Sankara. Like, there's a lot of African leaders that have really been taken down just for fighting for their people. And I'm like, why don't you just also get that gut? You decided to be a leader of a country because you could make better decisions for your people and you could fight for them. Why are you selling us off every single day? Like, it just really gets you frustrated every single day as an African to see that your freaking people that are supposed to fight for you are just selling you off every single day. I mean, they sell our resources every single day, right? They do not put laws that, affect the West in any way. They constantly come out and take people that talk about issues. So you're like, okay, maybe we are just cast as a people because we'll never get freedom by having these kind of leaders. And, they don't want to leave. You don't want to leave, but you don't do good for your people. What do you want us to do? Why are you selling us off? Like, why are you selling us off? Guys, this is really not okay. This is not okay. And other countries, I'm sure, are going to also, get into that deal. Because, 1.6 billion is enough for you to sell off your people. Yeah, apparently. Make it make sense. The US should be focused on helping its own citizens. Like, they don't even have health insurance. Its people are constantly fighting for health.
President Trump just gave Kenya $1.6 billion to fund their healthcare system. Yet a few weeks ago, he refused to extend the ACA subsidies for Americans so they could afford theirs. That's not America first. I don't know what is.
Yeah, instead of fighting for its own people, as this man was saying, it's busy meddling into African businesses and trying, to buy and own our data, own our healthy data. Like, why should you even blame people when they come out and they're constantly calling out the US for BS? Because it's always in people's countries like this. It's always in people's countries and not fixing its own issues and problems. Why do you need other people's samples when you have your own people that you can probably, test on or do whatever that you need to do? Why do you need African black people's samples for you to do whatever that you need to do? Something is shady. Something shady needs to be called out. It really needs to be called out. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, really. It really doesn't make sense. So this also makes me say that I will not be surprised in the near future if something comes up and it's going to be attacking African people. Because, if our data is being sold to the Western people that are constantly trying to take us down, we are protected by God, because for the generations that we've been attacked, for the times and years our ancestors were attacked, and we are still being attacked, and we are still thriving and growing, and the population, is still thriving. we are protected, but if we don't have leaders that really, also kind of protect us, soon we are to be taken down clearly. And like I said, I will not be surprised if something ever comes up in the future and is going to be attacking African people, because why are you selling your data of your people to people that have constantly shown you they want you extinct in a way for them to remain on this freaking earth alone? Make it make sense. Guys, that is it for me in today's video. Let me know what you think about this. I mean, you've heard what people had to say about this. People are not happy. We are not happy as African people. Kenyans are not happy. Like I said, other African people are going to get in through the deal because of the freaking money. But is it worth it? At the end of the day, is it worth it really? Is it really worth it? Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in another video. Bye.